8-5. The Jags also are at 8-5, but they're winning their lame ass division. So they're sitting in the 4th spot, tied up with Chiefs in the 3rd spot at 8-5 also, but we've beaten Jacksonville.
Yep.
So that's where the tiebreaker is there. Again, Dolphins and Ravens rounding out the top of that AFC division. But again, like we just said, 6 teams sitting at 7-6, and then you have 3 of the other top 5 sitting at 8-5. That's how close this. I mean, it's crazy.
So, they're 1 loss and 1 win away from the
swapping spots.
Exactly, the whole thing.
The whole thing flip flopping, and it's all going to be about home field advantage. And we were kind of going through it during the Instagram live, and a little snippet from that. I will say this, they're talking a lot about Kansas City playing their first road playoff games. I'm not worried about that. If you look at this year, we've been losing most of our home game. We play better on the fucking road, and we've been that way for a really long time. I don't know. It's like we get overconfident with being at home. I don't know. I don't get it. And that's going to be the crazy thing. So it's been brought up pretty much throughout today, especially after the Chiefs dropped that horrible loss to the Buffalo Bills. If they don't make a move, Patrick Mahomes will be playing in a hostile environment for the first time ever in his career in the playoffs. He's always had home field advantage. So is it going to matter? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it always comes down to who's comes to play. I've never seen the home field advantage matter that much.
I mean, sometimes
it does happen, but I'm just saying a lot of the times, if the teams are good, it doesn't matter. We'll make your team go home and cry.
Super Bowl, Seahawks, Broncos, opening drive, missed snap count because Seahawks fucking fan base was just so loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
Missed snap. We got a 2-point lead, 22nd. Not even. It was like 18. It was the fastest score in Super Bowl history.
Right. And but that was a neutral environment.
It was a neutral environment, but
I'm just saying, dude, that's fans, period. The Chiefs also have been known for having a problem with our fans selling all our tickets for postseason games and it being flooded with the opponents. So we've even had to put posts on social media in the past years to request the fans to stop selling our tickets. Because
you think they wouldn't sell them until it happened.
No, that's the whole thing. They sell them before the game because they're going for so much money and they let someone else go instead of them. And it's always, it's opposing teams usually. So it's just going to be interesting again to see how all this pans out. And we're going to be here discussing all that with you going forward.
I don't know what y'all came here to do, but
this was kind of a weird one because it meant something for an NFC team and an AFC team. And usually a lot of times that doesn't matter. Those games are kind of just throwing the airs, but it meant a lot for the Rams and their season today and keeping it alive.
If they would have won.
But it also meant a lot for the Ravens because it kept them in the AFC number 1 seed.
Right. It kept them top of the chart at 10-3.
Yeah.
With the other teams that are 10-3. So no matter what.
Well, that's the thing. Miami plays tomorrow night. They're at 9-3. So this will tie that. And then it's just going to be crazy because it's going to be ties all across the board. 2 teams tied for first, 3 teams tied for third. It's just what? You're literally coming down to, we said, these games that you thought maybe wouldn't have mattered, that they're coming back because it's going to come down to point totals, weird games. Again, you thought didn't matter because you were playing in your conference or your division. It's going to matter. We're saying, though, the Ravens walk away with that overtime win against the Los Angeles Rams today, 37-31. That, I will probably say that was my game of the week so far. Both teams came to play. It was back and forth all game. Explosive second quarter. 17 points by the Rams, 10 points by the Ravens, and that's just in the second quarter. It was a great game. Again, all the way down into overtime. And what won it was the 70-yard punt return.
Ridiculous way to end in overtime.
It was, but again, crazy. Great game. Why not end it in crazy fashion?
Catch by Puka Nacua.
Yeah, to keep the game alive for the Rams.
Yep, I'd probably give him top 30 receiver. He'd probably be 29.
He's definitely in my top 20. I meant to say my top 20s. The top side of my 20s.
20s.
Yeah. I'd say he's more towards 22. 7. I'd say 22 or 23. He's really showed a lot this year. Like you said, yes, Cooper Kupp isn't there, but that doesn't mean he's going to catch shit.
Cooper Kupp is there.
I got nobody. I will take Puka Nacua and his baby brother on Kansas City right now.
Cooper Kupp is active currently, but when he wasn't active and Puka Nacua was getting 20 targets a game.
Targets, yeah.
Obviously, if you don't catch the fucking ball, and you're getting targeted 27 times, catch the ball.
Yeah.
If you don't catch the ball and you're a receiver in the National Football League, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You know? So obviously his progression, the beginning 6 games of the season, yeah, it's warranted. It happened.
But
now it's going down. It's declining. If you look at his stats, they're just slowly going down.
Yeah, he's getting less targets because because Stafford's able to spread the ball around more. And that's the other thing. Stafford did go out for those couple games. So when you have a backup quarterback, he is kind of concentrating on the receivers he knows. And I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Stafford is playing almost lights out football right now. He had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions today, 294 yards. He's playing really well, spreading the ball around. Kyren Williams is back in, looking good, getting 114 yards.
With his 25 fucking carries.
Yeah, they're working his ass, but they've got nobody else.
Yeah, there's no one else behind him.
Yeah.
But is that smart move?
That's why you shouldn't have got rid of Cam Akers.
Right after he comes off the injury reserve, you give the kid 25 touches.
I agree. That is a question in my eyes. I don't know.
25 touches to lose the game. I'd be heartbroken.
He didn't seem to slow down. I mean, he kept putting full effort throughout the entire game. And like we were on the Instagram live earlier, and one of our listeners, Gage, he chimed in, and a little snippet from that. What's Gage's team?
The Rams.
Oh, a nail biter today. Shit, that sucks, especially on that run back.
Yeah, they called game right there at the end.
Yeah.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, it was some bullshit.
It was a good game.
Really good game. I enjoyed watching the second half of that. I didn't catch the first half, but second half I caught. It was a good game.
Very good game.
Yeah. When you're a Rams fan, the last thing you wanted to do was lose on a punt return in overtime.
Yeah, you think you're about to start overtime. Oh, you just kick the field goal, take you overtime.
Nope. Punt return, you're going to go home.
37-31, Ravens on top.
Yes, keeps that 10-3 record. And again, it puts the Rams at 6-7, which how many did we say there were on the NFC side at 6-7 in the high? 5 on that side? Crazy. I mean, it's just tied up all over the NFL. I mean, it's not AFC, it's not NFC, it's the whole, everybody is so even keeled. I mean, teams are really going the extra mile to figure out and pay attention to the weaknesses of the teams they're going against. I mean, it just, you see teams week after week improve, but then you see the team that they go up against, they improve just that touch more. And it's just back and forth. It's cutthroat football right now. Another game you wouldn't think really anything about. It was the Falcons Buccaneers.
Both quarterbacks showed up to play.
Yeah.
One, yes, Desmond Ridder threw an interception, but he threw the ball.
He threw 350 yards.
I've been preaching this all fucking year.
Yep.
He needs to throw the ball.
Yep.
I've never been a high Desmond Ridder fan. Like, I haven't been like,
no, but you can't just ride Bijan Robinson.
You have all of those weapons. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, all of these pass catchers. You have pass catchers.
Yeah.
And you have a
the
quarterback that can throw a check down. Fuck it. Throw a check down to all these fucking pass. If you're the Falcons, you can't win games.
Yeah.
Throw your check down.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I'll be honest, it's probably the best looking football the Falcons have played all year, and they end up losing to Baker Mayfield, who throws a lousy 144 yards, but 2 touchdowns. And Rashad White, he had a great game, 102 yards.
And receiving touchdown.
And a receiving touchdown by him. The Buccaneers, I mean, they're kind of just showing they're lingering. They're sitting at that 6-7, but it's kind of going to be hard. I mean, other teams are going to have to make a mistake for the Buccaneers season to still be in play.
Both of those teams are 2 of the 5 that are tied for at 6-7.
No, you are right. They both are at 6-7. It's
the Rams, Bucks, Seahawks, Falcons, Saints, and then the Packers.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
We'll all be 6-7.
Holy Moses.
But if the Packers win, they'll have a 2-game advantage.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy how all of this mixes up. I mean, when you just start putting together like with possibilities of tomorrow night, especially since there's 2 Monday night games, it's crazy to see what this is going to turn out to be like. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go Giants.
Giants, get out of here.
Saquon's got to go for 5,000 touchdowns.
No, he's not.
1 game.
No, he's not. I don't see it.
Do it. them Bears
The Bears
came to play.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
them Lions, you've been glazing so fucking hard.
You know what?
How are they playing recently?
Well,
How are they playing?
they're playing classic Jared Goff football, throwing 2 interceptions, only 1 touchdown.
150 yards.
Yeah, I mean, they stopped Jamari Gibbs for only 66 yards.
One thing I can take away from this game is they had Amon-Ra St. Brown's number. They locked him up all fucking game. They locked him up so bad, they put Josh Reynolds in the receiver spot and had him going out for fucking reception. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to try to win a fucking game.
Your
Because
third
nothing,
string running back.
dude, nothing was working for the Lions, really, other than the second quarter, which that's the only time they scored. They got shut out first, third, and fourth. Not good. Not good
at all. It
No.
was honestly phenomenal football by the Bears.
Yeah, it was just a steady game. It was they just constantly sat there and just picked away at him. And again, the defense really stood up for the Bears, just shutting down anything Jared Goff and the Lions tried to get going.
Only thing I could say is the Lions winning all those early games, they are blessed that they're losing late game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll jumpstart them a little bit and kick them in the nuts and be like, dude,
right?
You're lucky to still be sitting at 9-4.
If they'd went on this losing streak mid-season, oh my God.
Yeah.
Imagine losing to the Bears.
No
mid-season.
recovery. No, I'm with you on that. I mean, you're obviously everybody's playing lights out football right now because it's end of the season and they're trying to make their season last longer than yours.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you said, mid-season loss to the Bears, it would have been so detrimental to them. They're lucky it's so right now.
Crushing.
This though, I mean, that's kind of where I feel. And of course, anytime we're talking, Jay Real is going to bring up the Seahawks and I'm going to bring up the Chiefs.
Of course.
But I'm not totally disappointed, especially with losing tonight to the Buffalo Bills, because it's going to make my team either play stronger or we're gonna throw in the towel. And honestly, I've never seen Andy Reid throw in a towel. So I don't know.
Both our teams need to pick something up.
No, they need a little fire under their buttholes. But fire under the buttholes, you got the Lions falling to 9-4, and that's a fire enough right there because they were first. Exactly. And now that's just slipping away from them.
And there are 4 games left. Hypothetically, in a rare world, they lose all 4 games. They lose their top seed in the division.
Well, top seed's already gone. Dallas has that. Oh, in the division. Oh, yes.
In the division.
Yeah, in the division.
They'll drop to a wild card spot.
Yeah.
And that's just another one of those things, how the playoffs are not set in stone. This late in the season, last year, the playoffs were so set. You knew.
Well, there was at least one team on each side that was like a win away from locking their spot in the playoff.
You knew for sure.
But I mean, yeah, that's just, I mean, this year it just literally shows. I mean, we got 4 games left and we're sitting here and I mean, yes, the Ravens are 10-3, but let's say something happens and they drop 2 or 3 games. Well, you're sitting at 10-5, 10-6. Well, you've got a team like the Browns who are in your division and they're at 8-5.
And they went out hypothetically.
Yeah, because Joe Flacco's playing great football.
And now
all of a sudden
they're 12-5.
Well, and now all of a sudden the Browns are top of the AFC.
Exactly.
It's just, I mean, you don't know right now because everything is so close. Like, there's really not much to talk about. It's going to be this Vikings-Raiders game.
The fact of the only thing we can talk about is Justin Jefferson coming off of injury reserve, finally.
And going to the
hospital, unfortunately, with a chest injury. We'll keep you guys updated. Prayers for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that super sucks. But again, that is not the reason that game ended in a 3-0. Okay, so I did a little research. 3-0 has happened more than we think.
Okay.
But I want to say, 5 or 6 times in the Super Bowl era, something like that. But the last one was 2007.
Damn.
And the Steelers kicked a field goal to beat the Dolphins.
No,
3-0.
3-0. They played a full hour and a half, 2 hours of football.
0-0.
And
Goose egg.
Suck.
I was waiting to see it go into overtime at 0-0.
Joshua Dobbs bench. You mentioned earlier.
Yeah, for Nicky Mull.
Nicky Mull.
Yeah, Nick Mullins used to be backup for the 49ers, but he's pretty much useless over there anymore. And I mean, even when he did play with the 49ers, he was a decent quarterback for backup. So the great thing for the Vikings is they won. That's the thing. They can still try to figure something out because they're another one of those 7 and 6
They're
teams.
in the wild card
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. So they're sitting above all those other 6 and 7 teams in the NFC because they walked away with that win today. And the thing is, they got time to figure it out because you could ride Nick Mullins for another game or so.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Nick Mullins is a good enough quarterback because they waited most of the game to put Nick Mullins in. I mean, I don't know.
Joshua Dobbs was